Morning, everyone. We are gonna have another beautiful sunny day here today, but we're warming up a bit. Highs in the mid to upper 80s. But the humidity's not bad, and right now it still feels refreshing out here, so I will take it. The birds are hitting the feeders already. Everybody's happy out here. And hopefully Don and I will get our walk in before I take off for Tuesday shopping day. Morning, Gray. Hi. How are ya? Hi, sweet pea. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Morris. You guys coming up? All right. You followed Marty to the food source today. Hi. Here you go. Hi, bud. Stripes around here somewhere. I just let him back outside a few minutes ago. He's probably in the front yard doing his walkabout, if I had to guess. See? Nice and clean. I guess I got really lucky with those ant bites yesterday, and they didn't wake me up during the night. I'm not severely swollen, and I'm not suffering, so that was fortunate. I guess things will be fine today without watering, but I will have to kick back up here watering soon. Maybe this afternoon when I get home. Those yellow flowers over there. I guess Don still has carport unplugged. My gnome isn't up this morning. You know, he's still working on that light on and off over there. Well, we're out here walking this morning. The guys were trimming these trees over here yesterday. They're around the corner over here today. I look at it and I see butchered, but you know, trimming. Like I said, they'll be starting to get this park in what they consider tip-top shape for the 4th of July celebration. They'll be quite busy here. We're driving Ruby again. Don's not quite done putting product on Robot yet. Maybe next week I'll take Robot shopping if it's not a bad weather day. I just saw 4 bluebirds flying around. It's probably the successful brood and parents of that box down there near the tree. It's good to see them. I am trying so hard to enjoy the morning here, and it's just difficult. The guys doing the pruning did not do a Marianne level job of picking up the things they trimmed off and getting it into the truck. Oh, they got the big pieces. They did. But they didn't get much of the little stuff, and that's because they don't walk around here and they've never twisted their ankle before. Anyway, I can't fix people. I mean, seriously, and you wonder why I'm disgusted that they can't get over here to empty this out on a regular basis. That is not from one day. That's from like 2 weeks. So I am off. I got a couple minutes to spare. It's in the mid 70s right now. I don't think it's going to be as hot today as they said. I do think it'll be, they said 88 in one of the stations, and it's like, it's not going to be 88 today. But we'll see. I can be wrong. I'm betting at the house 84. I let Ruby drive now. So I forgot to not walk around the bluebird box side of the house this morning to get to the water bird bath. And one of the bluebirds did fly out of or off of the box. So my point is a couple fold. One, Marianne, remember, go Ruby, we're not waiting. She was gonna cost me 2 minutes waiting for the line of traffic coming, and that ain't happening. And there's the turn signal staying on because, you know, when you get out of FSD, it doesn't disengage the turn signal, even after you complete the turn. As I was saying, number one, Marianne, remember to not walk that way for the next month, or at least here while she's laying eggs is kind of critical. She probably laid an egg today, if I had to guess. Two, they're there and doing their thing. I'm pleased about that. And I don't know, I think I had another point, but I can't remember it. Yeah, there's a whole line of cars behind me now, so boy, am I glad I didn't get stuck behind that. Rock integration just cannot come soon enough for me, because right now I've got something I want to know while I'm driving, and boy, wouldn't it be nice if, you know, hands-free on my car, I could ask my question and get an answer. I want that so much sooner than later. I was going to ask Rock, what does ESC stand for relative to the phrase ESC controller? Because I really don't know. Anyway, Johnny has a robotics friend coming over this afternoon for some help from Johnny to program their ESC controller. And my understanding of that is it's the thing that makes the remote control, the transmitter thing, talk to this ESC chip in the robot that turns and spins and powers up, you know, does all the motoring stuff. So I think I got that right. So on the Lego EV3 robot, you know, the robot had it had a remote control that would talk to an RFID that you would mount to the robot, and there was a code path in the Lego coding infrastructure there, which is old school stuff, but I digress. That you know, you could program the buttons on the remote control. What did you want the left arrow to do? What did you want there was like 4 buttons on it, and you could program them individually or in a combination of like pressing 2 at the same time or something. And the students, each year we would build a robot arm, and they would have to program the remote to move the arm the way that they wanted to do. And of course you can programmatically, you know, have things trigger the movements also. But being able to, like, we would build the Formula 1 race car, and the kids would drive it around the classroom. And so I guess it's sort of similar to that. But anyway, apparently Johnny's pretty good at it, and he's got a friend that could use some help with his. So it's that stuff I showed Johnny doing at the workbench a few videos ago. Oh, and by the way, Johnny sent me a clip of the hockey bot working in the garage, and I keep on forgetting to put it in the video. So let me remind myself here with this that I want to include that. I'll just put it after this clip, assuming I can remember. Oh, you know, it's really not old. It's really so many things going on. It's just hard to keep track of all of them. But the hockey bot is ready to go. So I guess the robotics competition isn't this weekend, it's the following weekend. And Johnny's going to be here at the house working on getting the robots ready leading up to that, and then he's going to that competition with his father. So he's very excited. That's like, you know, sort of the highlight of the summer. I think this one is called Clash of the Bots. It's a Chuck sponsored event. The guy in, you know, North Carolina that runs so many of the competitions, and, you know, he has Hickory Battle Bots. This one's in Charlotte. It's not Hickory. I think it's Clash of the Bots, but don't hold me. Yeah, Wreck the Halls is at Christmas, like Deck the Halls. Yeah, you know, moms are supposed to keep up with this stuff. So I had to bump up the speed when I got on the turnpike like usual. I don't want to rehash that, but Ruby's doing 68 in a 70 zone, and I have her set for 75, and there's nothing in front of me, and it's a beautiful sunny bright day, and she just won't speed up. It's kind of embarrassing getting passed by a mucky. Now she's doing 70, but again, I've requested her to do 75. She's in standard because I'm just not the kind of girl that wants hurry, because hurry to me has nothing to do with the speed so much as it does how many times she's gonna put on her turn signal and needlessly change lanes. So now I'm up to 71. I don't know. I really, really enjoy driving my car better. And when the car used to actually drive at the speed that I told it to drive at. And I get, sometimes it's raining, or sometimes it's windy, or there's a vehicle sticking over the lane, or I can think of a lot of reasons why it would be appropriate for the car to go slower than I asked it to. But this isn't one of those situations. Trying to remember how I get it. Okay, I got it into hurry now. I used the stalk, the autopilot stalk that this older Model X has, and I told her to hurry, and she's still only doing 70. So what do I have to do to get her to do 75? Do I have to tell her to go 80 and then maybe she'll do 75? Because I just told her to go 80 and she's like, no, sorry, not happening. And there's a 70-mile-an-hour sign. I'm not lying about the speed limit. So if she saw that sign, she's up to 72 now. Woo! Well, I'm almost to my exit, Ruby. So, yeah, whatever it was, version 12 instead of 11. You know, it's been a long time now since they messed up the speed limit. She wants to go over. Yeah, that car was going to go past me on the right. Well, lady, don't pass on the right. Pass on the left if you're unhappy. She got over, the lady behind me, and then she got back. And when she got back, Ruby completed getting into the right lane. I mean, I'm only going 72. I can totally understand why people would be frustrated that I'm not going fast enough, yet I'm not getting out of FSD. Just not. Still 72, and I've told her to go 80. It's just frustrating. And, you know, people, I'm not the only one complaining about speed limit woes. Every Tesla friend I have, every person I know that drives a Tesla is not happy with the speed limit stuff. And somebody's going to say, well, it's better on hardware 4, and maybe it is. I haven't driven Robot enough to know, but next week I really plan on driving Robot on the Tuesday run so we can make comparisons. And I am going to still continue to talk about hardware 3, and thankfully now also hardware 4, so that we can see the changes. And there's a lot of people still out there on hardware 3 that have a vested interest in how FSD drives on hardware 3 and all of that good stuff. So now she's been doing much better here, and Robot did this phenomenally the other day. There's nobody on my left. She's safe to get over. She didn't wait till the end of the lane. She did all of that really well. So, and it's 55 here on US Highway 64 now, and she's doing 56 following the truck in front of her. I wonder if she's still set to. Let me just check. The only way I can check is she's set to 61. The only way I can see what the max is set to is if I actually bump the speed up or down, and then it re-shows me what it is. I don't know. Again, you know, you're welcome to disagree with me, but I still think I need to know all 3 speeds. I need to know the speed limit, what the law says. I need to know what speed the car is actually going. And I need to know what speed I have requested the car to go. Yeah, there's construction, Ruby. She's still handling this. Still handling it. Well, it made her stay in the center lane. So I didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, I mean, when we have cars that are, well, even as a passenger, you know, as a passenger in a robo-taxi and I'm in the rear of the car and there's a rear screen, you know, a lot of people are going to not be comfortable driving in the robo-taxi until they've experienced it a few times, maybe on a regular route where they take it. And, you know, they're going to have to develop a comfort and a trust with the robo-taxi that, no, Ruby, do not go, no way. I'm sorry, but no. I mean, yes, if I had taken off and I'd put my foot on the accelerator, I could have easily been up to speed with those vehicles in, what, 2 seconds? It would have, there was enough time, it would have been okay, but no, not Ruby pulling out there. Now we'll go, Ruby. Thank you very much. All I was trying to say is I think people are going to want to know the speed limit of the robo-taxi they're in. I think that's stuff that's going to, you know, Elon is probably not going to feel the same. The car is perfect and we don't need to know. That's what I'm going to guess Tesla Autopilot's going to do. But I want to see the navigation on the rear screen, and I want to see, which Johnny says he can see now in Robot, but I haven't seen it yet. I want to be able to see the speed that I'm traveling at. I'd really like to be able to know that the car's traveling at the legal speed, so I'd like to know what that is. You know, you got to think about human comfort in the vehicle. So, anyway. And again, back there, I'm sure that would have worked out all right. But see, here's again, somebody on X the other day was listing the thing. Yeah, I love FSD basically, but 3 things FSD's got to do. And the first one was basically this, what I just experienced back there, this anticipation. You know, I as a human, I still know more than the car knows about making that turn. And remember, not only did I have to pull out safely in front of those vehicles, but I also had to be able to get left. And I know the car is really good at insertions and lane changes and signaling and all of that stuff, but you know, there's just no need back there for that. There's the human brain is seeing safer is wait and then go. I don't know. Again, it's a difference between the AI believing they can successfully do it and human comfort level. You know, they're not necessarily in sync right now. This Performance Model X just pulled up. I'm finished here and headed to Guardian Angel Apex now. The Model X did have black trim. It looked original, so I'm going to assume it's newer than Ruby. Well, there's a Bolt that appears to be a Hertz car with the Virginia plate. The Polestar has an NC plate, so probably not. Not seeing a lot of EVs today. This is all I bought. $3.29, a wood medallion. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it, but I wanted it. I'll figure it out. It's usually not a problem for me. That's all I got today. Just being careful back there not to step on any fire ant mounds. I managed to avoid the fire ants up there, and there are fire ants. I will just put the groceries under the Falcon Wing and all will be good. Uh-oh. Somebody's turned around funny. I knew I shouldn't have stopped recording. The town of Holly Springs has a Ford F-150 Lightning plain car back there, but with the blue lights. Yeah, you never can see anything in the mirror that way. Maybe this way. Yeah, it's too far back there. I couldn't tell from the rear, and I thought, you know, I just wonder if that's a Lightning. And as soon as I went past and I looked, you know, the front is very distinctive. I don't know what happened back there, but somebody had him a little spin. I saw a brown cowbird in our bird bath, and they will lay eggs in bluebird nests. They're a parasite. If there's one of the cowbird eggs in there, it will be speckled. Oh, we have a nest on top of a nest. No, not really. It's possible they're not done. We have no eggs?
No eggs yet.
Okay, well,
we've got a great looking nest.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to mention that so what this means is we will have to check again.
Yes, what that means.
Yes, the cowbird may be on to the fact that the bluebirds are nest building here.
That's right.
Okay, well, Grok said 3 to 7 days to complete the nest, and I don't think they've been working on it that many days. He said afternoon's the best time to check. You're least likely to disturb the bluebirds in the afternoon. Egg laying happens in the morning, so you would not want to open the box in the morning if you thought they were in the...
Yeah. Box.
Since this is probably the third brood, we probably get 4 eggs. So whichever day she lays egg 1, then for 4 days she'll be adding an egg to the box, the mama bluebird. Anyway, we'll have to keep checking.
Okay.
Thanks for helping.
Yep.
Because I ain't letting nothing happen to them bluebird babies. I know you love some assembly required projects.
It was nice. They had pre-drilled the holes.
Except for the little hinges, right?
Well, they mounted the hinges on to the top, and then I had to mount them on the back.
Okay.
So that was nice, except for...
It's a squirrel feeder.
Right. Well, yeah, but normally the countersink would have been down in case you wanted to screw it down so that the things can't open it.
Well, the ones on the top are where the little round logs go.
Oh, is that what those are for?
Those are for the little round logs.
I didn't know that. I didn't show that in the instructions.
So they got to come up.
Right.
So that the point is up, so you put the log on the top.
Okay.
I don't have the log today, so maybe we won't put those sharp things up there until I get the log.
I agree.
Okay. We can
mount it to the tree.
We can mount it to the tree, though. So let's go figure out which tree. You go. Dump it in.
Oh, dump it in.
Yeah, see, this what they keep.
Holy crap, they're getting peanuts?
They are getting a few peanuts. There's not a lot of peanuts, though. But this way, it keeps it dry. And it's kind of funny because they have to be willing to go inside the hole in order to work it out of there.
Right.
And they're going to chew on the wood a little bit, but that wasn't an expensive thing. And, you know, and then when I get the little log, we'll put the log. Although I would say that they had it for 2. What they showed was one of the pressed logs and one of the actual pieces of dried corn, like Indian corn. And I don't know, I would have just put one in the middle and not had 2 up there. 2 seems a bit much, but sorry, the camera keeps on going high today. It's kind of funny. Sometimes you have to point this camera toward Dawn's feet in order to get Dawn's head. And we took it back off because...
I want to angle it a little bit so that the roof stays...
So the water runs off better? Okay.
Runs off.
Okay. I understand. Thank you.